And good morning and welcome to Locked in Stitches. My name is Julie Hall Designs and I'm very happy to be here with you today. Just give me a second while I get everything up and running and making sure that it's all where it needs to be. Okay, good morning. How are we going today? As you can see, I've got Louise here with me. Thank you for joining me today, Louise.
My pleasure.
And today we are going to look at blocks 16, 27 and 29 of the Rock the Casbah collection. And I laid out, let me just show you, because I laid out this morning and I took a quick photo of what my quilt looks like so far. So, because I was just attempting to get all of my, work out what colour I needed.
Yeah.
As my next block.
We're getting to that stage now, aren't we?
Yeah, because there's so few left, it's just fun. And Michelle Reynolds says, hello, good morning, Michelle. Thank you for joining us. But loving how that is looking. So, ready for my next blocks, and let's come over to the machine and see what we've got. So, I've got my cutaway stabilizer and I've used my T-pins to secure that stabilizer around. Now, last month I started getting cheeky and I pre-cut all of my fabrics. So instead of laying this block down and then trimming away, what I'm going to do in this case is just stitch that first colourway out with the wash away thread.
And make sure you've got enough of everything now.
Yeah. Well, I've already gone on to a second spool of most of my threads.
Wow.
That was from the borders. So I then lay that fabric right over the outline and then take my top fabric and place it over there as well. And then stitch colourway 2.
How good is that wash away thread?
Oh,
What a discovery that's been.
well, the reason I've got my pastry brush up there is because I was using it this morning to get rid of excess stabiliser.
Oh, okay. So a pastry brush is good to use to get rid of the wash away thread.
Yeah, look, a pastry brush, obviously not that you've used on pastry.
Yes. So you need a new one, a clean one for
Yeah.
your sewing room.
And I'm going to do mine in yellow because I don't think I've got enough yellow in the bottom half of mine.
No, you're right.
One of those water pens
I haven't got a
would
water
also
pen,
be good.
but a pastry brush I can do when I get my shopping. I can get a pastry
Yeah.
brush.
And this is block, I'm not so sure. Let me just check that, Michelle. This one is 27. Because I just loaded all three onto the machine.
Yep, that's perfect.
Now, in a second, I'm going to get you to take control of this whilst I run off to the loo.
Oh, it's very urgent. Lucky I brought my glasses in. Let me cut it here.
So, I am going to get Louise to trim this. And let me just come through.
Trust me.
Oh, it's okay. I've got plenty of people to tell me if the stuff done. Thank you. Be back in 2 seconds, ladies. Talk amongst yourselves.
Just trim this round here. I hope you all had a good weekend. I had my little grandson from Sydney. I hadn't seen him for 5 whole months. My goodness, he's grown. Amazing how little ones grow up in 5 months. I hope this is cut to Julie's satisfaction. It's going to be a lovely little quilt when it's finished.
Okay, how are we doing?
No, not bad. I hope it's cut to your satisfaction.
And the good news is I don't think anybody's dogged on you for, saying horrible things about me yet.
No?
Fabulous.
Fabulous? Oh, good. You can trim anything you're happy with.
Okay, and Kim Macon, good morning. Thank you for joining us, Kim. Okay, oops. Wouldn't you know it?
What's wrong?
See what happens when you don't pay attention to what you're doing.
Oh
ladies?
no, isn't it terrible?
This stitch is one of the contrasts. So, I am going to do, let's see.
Hot pink?
Yeah, I'm almost thinking I might do green because I don't have a lot of the green either.
In the bottom?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
And probably because they're not my favourites.
No, you're a purple girl.
Yeah.
That's why I'm really thankful I've got in my sewing room, I've got a big wall to hang up my quilts.
So that you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is handy. Oh, I see, you're getting a border around the edge.
So what it does, and I'll bring up what the design looks like. Oops.
So you're doing the pink, what's pink on that one?
So is what our design looks like. So I'm doing my pink as green,
Right.
and then I'm thinking my purple might be the pink,
Okay.
and then I'll finish off with the yellow. what's everybody else up to at the moment?
Recovering from my busy week.
Yes. Look, I worked outside the house yesterday. I went off and I taught an advanced Excel course.
Oh, wow, that's a bit different for you to do.
Well, and because the woman who I want her husband to build Ed's office, she's the one who runs the training company, which is where I know her from.
Oh, right.
So, you know, got to make friends.
Yeah. And I see you've done some paving at the front there.
Edward's done some paving, yeah.
I didn't know Edward did paving.
Yeah, he's kind of handy.
Yeah.
I'll probably keep him.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, it was just a painful day of work. You know, full underwear, ladies. Like when you work outside the house, getting dressed on a daily basis. My God.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I had 5 people in the class, but 2 of them were digital. They refused to put their cameras on and interact in the class, and then they made a complaint at the end of it that I didn't include them enough.
Oh, for goodness sakes. There's always somebody complaining, isn't there?
So I hop in the car because I'd gotten a lift with Edward, so then I got Edward to drive me home as well. And I said, okay, that's done for the year.
Yeah. But they won't do as the teacher asks. It's not like...
Well, it's adult education as well. How bloody hard is it? Give me just 2 seconds again, ladies. I like it. So I got out of bed with Edward this morning, and in my box over there, can you chuck me that bowl? Sorry? Can you chuck me that pink lidded bowl?
Oh, okay.
I just show people. Oh, sorry, don't come back your elbow with your shoulder. So I have... exactly, Kim, you're not at high school anymore. I totally agree. So when I got up this morning, I have made a lovely bread dough, and after our class, as it finishes proofing, it will become they're like cheesy garlic balls.
Oh.
I think they're called monkey bread. Is how I've heard it described in America. Because I had a little bit of mozzarella left over from pizza the other week, and I'm doing spaghetti for dinner. So I'm almost housewife of the year. Like, I have to make my children. I've got to pick a day when Cameron's at home as well, but I have to make the children pikelets one afternoon this week, because when I was up at Dad's last week, I made the nieces pikelets.
Oh, okay. I used to make pikelets all the time.
Once a week, I would make the kids pikelets for afternoon tea.
Oh, okay.
And I did that because my sister, I can remember my sister saying that she did it, and she was my idea of a good mother, so therefore I figured, okay, must be what you have to do. Seems like some effort, but
Oh, I used to make them. We used to get paid once a month, and the biscuits would run out.
Yes.
So pie clips was, and the kids don't know.
No.
They used to think I was really good making pie clips.
Yeah.
So they used to love me. And we used to go camping.
I'll post a picture, Michelle. Oh, the cheesy balls, I'm really after some garlic bread. I just got that yearning.
Yeah. We used to make them in the caravan as well, and then the caravan kids used to come and eat them.
Well, whenever we go on holidays, because to me holidays is about brunch. Like, it's about slow breakfast. It's about, whether, I don't care if you, well, I care if I'm camping, but, but I also don't want to spend my holidays shopping or cooking. So I used to mix up, and I'd buy the powdered egg, and I would mix up my own pancake mix.
Oh, okay.
And it turned out beautifully, because then the kids know that they just take 1 scoop of pancake mix and add in an equal amount of water, and it makes perfect pancakes. So it's just the flour, the eggs, milk powder, and a bit of sugar, and you've got your mix there already.
Oh, okay.
So I do that every time we go on holidays, because then I don't have to carry multiple items.
Oh, okay.
And because I use the milk powder in the cooking, it makes really no difference.
Yeah.
But I don't have to worry about using up the milk and then having to go down and paying exorbitant rates for.
Yeah.
But no holiday for us this year.
No, you have to stay home.
Too expensive. We actually Dad and I looked at taking my kids and the younger nieces away 2 weeks before Christmas. But one of them's graduating year 6, and of course they want to go to their graduation. That's, totally reasonable.
You've got a cherry tree here.
Yeah. Don't worry, the possums will have eaten that by next week.
What, the green? Green?
As soon as anything becomes edible, the possums get it.
Oh, right.
Cheeky little buggers. Oh, yummo. Bacon, shallot and cheese bread in the drink pot. On your last trip, wow. Okay, you can make that for me next time we travel, I'll let you. I'm good like that.
It's quite quick, this one, isn't it?
It is. Now, yeah, this is quite a quick design. And yeah, I've only got it on 500 stitches. But that just means that I get through 2 today.
Yeah.
And I've saved the longest one for Thursday evening.
Which is the 4 circles.
Oh, I wasn't on the damn, I wasn't on the right screen. I'm sorry, ladies. Can't take me anywhere.
They haven't seen it.
No, they haven't been watching it because I was just on that.
Oh.
So the other one that I will today is this one, which once again there's only there's more cutting, but there's only 2 pieces of applique per se. And then on Thursday evening I'll do this one.
So how many different fabrics do we need for that one on Thursday?
On Thursday it's all 4 of them.
All 4 different pieces.
Yeah.
So you need 4 different colour fabrics?
4 different colour fabrics.
Okay. And you only need tiny bits of fabrics for that.
So you're doing the 8-inch block, so
Yeah.
you would need probably a little bit under 4-inch fabric.
Okay.
Now the other one I've got to show, and I don't think Louise has seen this one yet. And I'll show everybody else as well. So, this is a new one. Hoping to have it out this week. And she's Lucy, my grumpy fairy here, but Lucy has a whole lot of different personas, and she's going to have a whole lot of different sayings to her. But loving Lucy, and what I'm loving, because she's going to be a class for us in stitching dense designs. And I very deliberately have not ironed this fabric since I've stitched it.
Wow.
So you can see there's no puckering around.
No.
There's she's just great, and her outlines are brilliant. So Lucy's coming our way, and the other Lucy one that I've done is that I've actually, I've got to test stitch that. But the other Lucy one that I'm loving is sometimes you just have to put on a crown and remind them who they are dealing with. And at our stitch along on Sunday afternoon, I was showing some different Lucy artwork that I can purchase, and we were looking at different sayings that we could add to them.
Ah.
So, and I can see that Sharon Cunningham Blake is watching. Thank you very much, Sharon. So while I was up at Dad's, my sister dropped in, and she's one of the head teachers at the school that she teaches at, and she was telling me all about the problems that they're having at the moment after dealing with COVID and teachers who aren't vaccinated.
Yes.
So up until now, the school has been able to suggest that staff who are refusing vaccination get a stress leave certificate and take time as sick time. The government has now put a stop to that. You cannot claim sick leave from a job that you are not applicable to go to. And if you won't have the vaccination, the government's decision in New South Wales is that you're not applicable to go to it, so you can't claim stress.
Yeah. And why won't they get vaccinated?
I was dealing with my dad's brother, so 76 years old, 76, 77 years old, has already had a heart attack, 2 years ago, had pneumonia last year, and he claims that he refuses because Pfizer were bastards to South America, countries in South America, and charged them too much and yada yada yada. And therefore he morally refuses to take any vaccine but the Novavax, which isn't in Australia at the moment. My theory on that is that I take my chemo drugs every single day, and I have, not up until this argument, have I looked to see who made the damn things. So people have all different arguments. There's the anti-vaxxers altogether. There's the, but even within the show industry, I'm already being told by the people who I do exhibitions with that I will have to show my vaccination certificate before I can go into these venues, and that's absolutely fine, not an issue at all. I offered to send it to the guys who run it so they can keep it on file. And I had to show my vaccination certificate for the first time this week to go into a shop.
Oh, right.
I went to Spotlight up in Sydney on my way home.
In New South Wales, yes.
And I had to show proof of vaccination. Hi, Dee Dee, how you going today? I had to show proof of vaccination before I could walk in.
Yes. But it's not happening here in that ACT.
No. Oh, and quite honestly, I've got enough trouble remembering to do that and do the checking, because I haven't been out during any of this. But while I was at Spotlight, I purchased
Merry Christmas.
So while I was at Spotlight, I purchased this panel, and I'm going to, it's a Santa sack panel, so I'm going to turn this into 2 Santa sacks using continuous quilting.
Yep.
So that's one of the things that I've got to do this week, because it's one that I'm going to present at the Craft Alive at the end of this month.
Oh, okay.
So as Spotlight are having their sales, consider, and I'm turning this into 2 separate Christmas Santa stockings, because I don't think it needs to have both the front and the back. I'll put other fabric on the back.
Yes.
And I'll add a panel for the name of the person I'm doing it for as well. But all of this Australiana Christmas fabric, and how well does that go there with the Santa train up the back?
Oh, of course.
So if you are looking at fabrics, and I mean some of the fabrics I found at Spotlight, I did post them on Facebook, but let me just find... So these were just some of the fabric range that they had on Australian Christmas.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, when I saw them, I had to take a photo and share them with everybody. Other than that, I didn't get much done because I was up here at Dad's all week.
Yeah, and they would have loved having you.
Look, we haven't seen each other in 5 months, so it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And
how's this new place going?
It's being built. We still haven't sold the old place. I hired a cleaner while I was up there, and he came through and did a deep clean on things like the bathrooms and the floors, and like Dad just doesn't see it yet. The things, the paintings that he's got propped up against every wall or whatever, I've just put them all in cupboards. My sister came through and said, where is everything? I said, don't open a cupboard Just don't open a cupboard.
Yeah.
So I'm looking out for furniture. Okay. Cameron wants me to call the school about his attendance when he was sick. Okay. I'm looking out on Marketplace for outdoor furniture, and I'll buy him a set of used outdoor furniture for Christmas, and then I'll set up that, and that'll take 2 or 3 days to clear that and set that up. I've considered doing it while he's up at my uncle's place, but I don't want to piss him off. So I'll do that in the week before Christmas or something.
And make it look better.
Make it look better, take the crap away, and yeah, they've never had outdoor furniture because Mum never wanted to eat outdoors.
Oh, okay.
And they've got this beautiful space, but at the moment it's just full of crap, and it needs to be styled as an entertaining area. So
yeah, you need to have it done properly. So is it on the market?
It's on the market. And look, he was actually at the point, my sister and I have been saying from the start that he needs to pay somebody to pull down all of the old buildings on the property, because it was his mother's property.
Oh, yes.
He actually went and got a quote to do it. And then the real estate guy said, oh no, I'd hang off for a while. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, you need to have the place tidied up. Especially coming into summer with fires and...
Oh.
Yeah.
And then we've got to go down for and catch up with Edward's mother now that things are opened up down there as well.
Yeah, it's never ending, isn't it?
Well, we're such horrible people that we're going to leave our children at home and go down to Melbourne for 3 days. I'll let you know just in case they start a fire.
They won't, they'll just sit on their computers the whole time.
And then we're also trying to catch up with all of our friends down in Melbourne and do all the shopping things that we have to do.
It'll be a nice break for you.
It will be.
Go out for dinner, do all those kind of things.
Yeah. Okay. So, that is the actual stitching done. What I can now do is come through, pull that forward, and I'm going to take my wadding and lay that over, and my backing fabric and lay that over. And now I always cut my backing fabric a little bit larger than what I need, just so that I've got some wiggle room there. Then I come through and change over to my wash away. And we stitch that one down. Now, normally, if I hadn't pre-cut that wadding, it would be this step to stitch down the wadding, trim away the excess, and then the next step would be for the backing fabric.
Yeah.
So just letting you know where I'm cheating here. And then, so on this way I'm skipping colour number 9 because I don't need it. So I can see that's just gone a little bit glitchy. Let's see if that fixes it. Oops. That's better. And we've finally got some nice weather down here in Canberra.
Yes, beautiful at the moment. Everything's growing. Weeds are enormous.
So while that quilting's going on, the next block that I'm going to do is block 16. Now, what colours should I use for that one? Let's come back and have a look at
Where is it going to sit?
that and that. So, it'll be, the main 4-piece block will be down the bottom.
Yeah.
And then, so it'll be somewhere within this group of 4. And I'm thinking it might be the green on the background.
So you've got yellow on the background of this one.
I wonder if maybe green and then orange hearts.
Sounds good to me. Because the orange, the dominant orange is right on the other side, so it would,
Yeah.
so it would be good, I think. You can always move it if it's not right.
Oh, that's right.
You can always talk to the designer and say, "Look, I'm sorry, but I had to move it."
I had to put it in my own form.
Yes. Quite a nice design, isn't it? I don't think I've got anything on camera.
Oh, the nicest thing, Edward's at work today, so for the first time I'm at home and the house is otherwise empty.
Oh, how nice.
Yay! And then that one is all done. So I'm going to come through now. Sorry, Louise.
You're right.
And
I know how nice that would be.
trying to work out the best way to... Okay, so I can delete that one. And then open up the next one. 16.
I've got a friend who came over for Melbourne Cup Day, and she wakes up in the morning and she says, "Oh, another day by herself." And you feel really sorry for these people, don't you?
Look, you do. And it shows that we're never kind of happy, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so I can now come through and take out my T-pins. Ouch. And I'll just get rid of it over there. And pop that one away. Now,
Oh, she's even got a stabiliser all cut up, girls.
I've even got it cut up for Thursday evening.
Oh, she's just super organised.
Had to happen sooner or later. And now I just need to make sure that I don't get all the blood off my fingers on onto the fabrics.
What do you got blood on your fingers for?
Oh, just because I stabbed him here when I was taking out the T-pins. And for anybody who was watching and saw my machine crack it last week, wouldn't you know it, within 5 minutes, like I gave it a rest for 5 minutes, and then it was all ready to rock and roll again. It was absolutely perfect. Obviously, it was just having a snit.
The machine had a little hiccup, did it?
It did. So we were doing some lace. And yeah, it just had a bit of a snit and decided it wasn't going to start. Okay, so that's now all prepared. I can come over to my machine.
So you turned it off and then you turned it back on again?
Well, I turned it off and had to leave it off for 5 minutes. Because I tried that while I was on camera. And obviously it wanted more than just on and off again.
Wow.
So once again, if I hadn't pre-cut my squares, this would be laying down the embroidery skirt. But instead I'm going to lay down the outline I need for the embroidery skirt.
Well, I actually haven't cut my embroidery felt into squares. I've just cut a long strip.
Yep. Perfect.
So I figured I would be able to get more out.
Well, I was cutting up my fabrics because I knew I was about to run out, and I had to see how much I could, if I had enough for the borders.
Yes.
And I've ended up doing my borders in a very slightly different fabric, still in the same tone.
Yeah, I've got different fabric for the borders as well. And I figured 90% of the time it'll just be me looking at it, so I'm not going to worry about it.
I'm calling it a design choice.
Yeah. But it's patchwork, and patchwork is supposed to be...
Now.
And anyone who criticises it, well...
And get stuff.
Yeah, don't come in again. It took me a little while to learn that. If you don't like my house, then you don't come back.
Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do
What's a four-leaf clover?
Is our green stitching. Now, there's actually no fabric on this, so it's a little bit subtler as well.
Oh, nice.
There is fabric in the next step.
I love the quilting on it. That's what I thought I'd just come and have a look.
Get inspired.
And just see how they all stitch out. So the pink is actually applique, and this lovely quilting is going to show through the background.
Yeah.
Well, that's a different way.
So
The artist who designed it she was quite must have
been having a good day.
Yeah, she must have been.
Okay, now. So this is the other one I've been playing this morning, getting ready for a really quick sew along that we're going to do over the next couple of weeks, which is just 12 days of Chris lace. And what I've got here is just a tea light, and I've gone onto eBay and I've bought myself a whole lot of tea lights. They won't be the multicolour changing, but they will be just as beautiful. And with a little bit of ribbon and a little bit of lace, you can make the most beautiful Christmas ornaments. So these are some that I've done, but there will be 12 different designs. So we'll just do a different one each day. And the joy of it is that they are under, sort of 20 minutes sort of a thing.
Yeah.
I did 4 today, and they were really big ones in 2 hours, so maybe half hour each, but loving how they're looking. And they're going to make a gorgeous little Christmas tree enhancement for me. And we've got Lynette from Tampa in Florida. Thank you for joining us. We are working on the Rock the Casbah. And it is, so you can purchase it online. But it's been such a fun one to do throughout the year. I know. And I like the subtlety of the stitching here as well on the, so that soft green on the charcoal is just going to pop nicely then with the orange.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the nice stitching around the edge will just lift it that little bit. So you actually will look at the stitching with the green. Yeah. And that, if you, to do that, would make a nice coaster.
Yeah.
And then would you be able to cut that out with a pair of scissors if you wanted to make it a coaster?
Yes.
Yeah. That's rather, especially if you were making that in silver, that would be rather pretty.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I wonder whether you would do that as a border. Make a border of those.
Absolutely.
Just as a border.
Yeah. Well, I've got my borders made. However, in each corner, I'm then going to put a block as well.
Yeah, but those would look nice in a border corner.
They would. And that's it, just taking just that even.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I haven't quite kind of got to that border stage yet.
And actually, because I love to show you... Roberta Benson, thank you for joining us as well. I appreciate you being here. So Roberta and Lynette are joining us on YouTube, which is something new that we're just able to do as well. Normally we've only been going through our Facebook previously. But the other thing that I'll show you, because Louise has just inspired me, is how I would turn this into the border that Louise is talking about. So, what I've got here is my design, and what I'm going to do is just save it as a different name. Elemino border 3, and what I would be looking to do is come through and get rid of the things that I don't need. So if I was looking to turn this into a border, and I'm going to put it on a larger hoop, but what I would be doing is something like, and I'm just going to make this just a tad smaller.
Yeah.
But I want to keep the and actually I need to go into the normal design first because I'd be keeping that satin line the same size. But what I've done is I've now created, so I've got the shamrock and the heart, and what I'd then do is come through and put that shamrock again, and I'd replicate it, shamrock heart, shamrock heart.
Yes.
And you got to go through and you got to do things like the spacing, but that would make quite a nice border.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not only that, a simple border.
So we've got
Louise wants something very simple to do. She doesn't want anything that's complicated.
and there's only 2 colours there, which is lovely.
Yes.
So Lynette's asking what's the name of the fairy lady with the bitchy dust. I'm calling her Lucy, and she will be released this week, Lynette, on Julie Hall Designs. Roberta's asking what software am I using. I'm using Genome Digitizer software. Sorry, I've just realised I'm showing you what I'm looking at there. So I'm using Genome Digitizer software, which is exactly the same as Wilcom and Hatch and Benina. Oh yes, Louise could do this on her back and use her endless hoop.
Oh, but my...
But because it's only, well, depends on how big your border's going to be.
I don't have an endless hoop.
Oh, there you go. She hasn't got the endless hoop, darling.
would cheat. I would just use my hoop and then I would just measure the distance and then do it again.
Well, and I'll show what my borders look like.
Oh, I'm really old school.
Oh, look, I set my borders up and did them,
I would get my length of fabric and I would draw little lines on there where I'm going to do each one of these.
oh, I was far lazier than that. I used the thread, the wash away thread. So
oh yes, I would be using wash away thread as well.
So that's my border.
Beautiful.
That I've been creating, and yeah, you can see it's darker, but it's still in that same tone family. And I haven't gone for a basic black; I've gone for a mottled black, just to give it that bit of interest.
Because they all fade if and go mottly anyway.
Okay,
oh, isn't it beautiful?
So the next thing that we're
oh,
going
I'm
to do...
definitely having that one. Decided.
And as I've done with the other designs, ladies, I will pop that border up as a freebie in Locked In Stitches for anybody who wants it. So the next thing we're doing is our corner pieces.
I love it. I wasn't going to put a border on, that's too much inside.
Now, Louise hasn't been down here in 2 weeks, so I have not had the chance to give her the design that I made for her as well. Oh, right. Yeah, look at that.
My daughter-in-law, when she came last week, brought me a bag of pillows.
Oh, lovely.
She bought them online for $2.50 each.
Wow.
Yeah. So our charity will get pillows. Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
See, this is the problem. I've been moving stuff around and now I can't find a darn thing.
Oh, right. Has everyone else seen these lovely ones?
Yes, I will show them again. Okay.
Oh, these are electric scissors.
They are. Now she's finding some stuff. Oops. It's a surprise.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that's was. There you go.
Oh, thank you. My tulip girl.
So the ones that Louise is talking about is the last 3 in the pets designs, which are in the boutiques, which is going to be my block of the month for next year. Ah, out of thread. Okay.
Out of bobbin. Yeah.
Thank you for catching that one. Now, am I actually out of thread or no? I just didn't pick it up. Okay. Try it again. So we've got the Pick Me Pets We've
This
got
is one.
the toy store.
Oh, that's nice.
And we've got the music store. Bark to the future.
I love the way you come up with all these names.
Oh, a lot of that's thanks to Google.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought you were super clever.
Oh, no. I Google, good names for music shop. Funny names for a toy store.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God, nothing's, me. Now, I am going to lay this fabric
Get the darker bits.
all the way over because we know that there's one in about each. Nah, because it's all going to come together.
Okay.
And I am just going to do all of these stitches together and then trim as a whole.
Yeah. There's a lot of trimming there.
And I'll have to take it out of the hoop to do the trimming. So one more. And Dee Dee's saying that was lucky. Well, and you'll see if we went in closer, I've missed it by about 2 millimetre, and I'm really just hoping that satin covers it over.
Yes, I've done that before too.
That's what happens when you cheap out, Julie.
Yes.
Okay, so now I can remove my hoop. Whoops, wrong button. And I still like to keep it on the table so that I can still see what I'm doing and it's totally flat. And I'm just going to come through. Now the only trick that you need to do here is be careful with your scissors that you don't pick up the threads that we've already stitched down. So the green threads here. And I'm just going to come through and do the basics, and then I'll take, I'll go in a little bit closer and do all of the inner heart pieces, the fleur-de-lises. I like the green and orange together though.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
I undernard so hard on these colours because I was determined to not buy anything for this quilt. I really wanted it to be one that I used up stuff.
And when you then look at your colour wheel, you can often pick up. Yeah.
Okay. So now that I've done that one, and God bless good curve squeeze scissors.
Oh, those little scissors are wonderful.
I had one lady buy about 10 pairs the other day.
Oh, right.
She's using them for all of her groups as her secret Santa. she's putting a pair of scissors with a mug rug sort of a thing for, you know, for different sewing classes and...
Oh, okay. It's a good idea. Because you can never, well, you can have two pairs of scissors, but they're always handy to have. A mug rug is a good idea to make for people.
Mm.
Was she going to embroider the mug rugs?
Yeah. She embroidered mug rugs. I can't remember whose design she used. But yeah, they were really gorgeous because she sent me some pictures of them sort of all done up. And you know, my first thought was, oh my goodness, how organised are you?
Yeah. But it depends how much time people have and whether they're at home by themselves.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, thank you, Dee Dee. I struggled with the colours, I think, on this smaller one because I had only just finished the larger version, the original version. And it's quite difficult after you spend all that time with one set of colours in your mind, then moving on to a totally different palette. But I am liking the way that it has all turned out.
And I think it's also nice to make a smaller size.
And the other thing that I'm loving is everyone's different colours.
Yeah.
And seeing all the pictures, like you've gone very, when I see yours, Louise, it reminds me of a range of fabric that my sister and mother did a quilt in years ago, thimbleberries.
Oh, okay.
Your fabric reminds me of that range and colour palette of fabrics.
Yeah, and then some people have, there's a lady that's done it in blue and white.
Yes, very Delft.
Yes, and that's really nice.
You know, there's another one, the shades of summer with the
And Michelle,
lime green on the white. Yeah,
Michelle's is lovely too because she lives up in Queensland.
Yeah,
And it's like Queensland colours. Oh, yeah.
and I think that's one of the things that I appreciate most about this collection. It really does lend itself to any colourway.
Yeah. Yes, because if you're making like a winter scene quilt, then you can only use kind of winter scene colours.
And we're back to stitching.
So what kind of edges going on this one?
So that's a satin again.
The satin again, okay. Because some of your edges are quite cute with the little circles around them. And
Yeah, but they still had to be satiny enough to cover.
Yeah.
And that's why there aren't that many of those. They're few and far between.
But they just add a little bit of interest to the quilt. Yeah. And so when I realised that they were doing something different, I stopped the machine and went back and made sure I trimmed them extra trim.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so that they didn't fray and yeah. And every now and then I've had to put some fray stopper on them when I've not trimmed. So the quality of my sewing has improved as the quilt has gone down.
Oh, and look, I've always been a bit of a compulsive trimmer. I think that it's wonderful that there are different designs and styles of designers and that for everyone. I want a satin stitch that's always going to cover your stitches, but on a personal level it bugs the crap out of me that there are designers out there who use like a 5mm satin stitch so that people don't have to do beautiful trimming. But that's just a personal thing.
Yeah.
It's just one of my little personal bugbears.
But see, this is the first time I've done any concentrated applique.
Okay.
So this quilt is a real learning quilt for me.
Oh, I've got a show as well. This is so cool. Let me bring it up. Okay, so my my hand towel and bath towel designs that I did with the Santa and the elf and all of those, Michelle's used them for her Christmas table. So she's done the serviette as the feet, and you pull the serviette out. I just think that's a really cool idea.
So what's she done?
So she's embroidered the placemat with the face.
Yes.
And with the 2 buttonholes there.
Yes.
And then the matching serviette, she's put the feet on.
Yes.
And you feed the serviette through the back.
Oh, Michelle, that's really clever.
Isn't that just cool?
Oh, that's so good. I reckon that would sell really well at a fete.
Yes. I just thought that was a really cool idea.
If you make 2 of those in a set for a fete.
Well, and there's the boy and girl one.
Yes. Yeah.
And because then there's Santa and the reindeer in the set as well.
Yes.
But no, I just thought that was a really cool one.
So clever.
You do more than okay there, Michelle.
Yes. I think that's better. I think that's better than a towel. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh, look, I just thought it was, oh, wow, I wouldn't have thought of that. And it's brilliant.
Michelle, I think I might do that next year for my grandchildren in Sydney.
That's a good idea.
They might have an extra one by then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. And that would be lovely to send them up that in
Yes.
December. Yeah. Yeah, that would be a nice present to send them.
Yeah.
Because they're more likely to use.
And usable every year then. Yeah. Yeah, so that might have to become a class next year.
Yeah. Could you do it on the vinyl one?
No, too thick. Yeah.
Could you stitch it and then make an edge to go onto the vinyl one? See if it will shoot.
Possibly. We'll have to play.
Because that would be really good for a child.
So Louise is wondering how she could include that with a vinyl placemat without it, so that it was wipeable. Which is always the fun with small children, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll leave that for you to think about, Michelle.
I'm trying to decide. Emma has decided. The only thing that she will tell me she wants for Christmas is a board game of some sort.
Oh.
That we can play as a family. A board game or a card game. So I'm just umming and ahhing over what one to get. We don't want Monopoly because Edward's a horror playing Monopoly. He's vicious.
Oh. Is he very good at it, is he?
He is, and he's... I mean, yeah, he comes from a kill or be killed mentality.
Oh, okay.
And it's the same with, like, it's the same with all board games. Like, when we play Uno, he doesn't care that they're kids. No way, he'll trounce them.
Oh, wow. I love playing it, yeah. I actually have to see, if you're playing Monopoly, playing Uno, if you're playing Uno with me, you have to play my house rules at my house. And if you're playing, because we got Uno when my kids were little, so at my house you play the rules when it was that Uno set I had.
Yeah.
So that's very different to what the Uno is nowadays.
Yep.
So when I go out to the farm, the kids have to tell me their rules, their current rules. And they say, when you go to Granny's house, you play Granny's rules. So,
well, she does love a good joke, so I'm almost thinking maybe some of those Cards Against Humanity or Headspace or something, you know, teenage appropriate. But,
yes, yeah.
But yeah, Edward's just vicious. Like, you know, I won't play Monopoly with him. We played Gentleman's Monopoly. We were, you know, we weren't about sending everybody else bankrupt. But yeah, he's just a horror.
Oh, really?
There you go. Do regular fabric, but put that iron-on vinyl over the top before you do your satin stitching.
Iron-on vinyl over the top.
You can buy a vinyl that you iron on, so which would then make them wipeable.
So how much stitching can you put onto vinyl? I've never stitched on vinyl.
Yeah.
So I'm asking.
Look, I think we'll have to play with it for next year. I don't want to say without sort of
Doing a sample.
I think it'll be one that we have to play with for next year.
And we'll need to start in September or something like that.
Oh, I do like that orange colour though.
Yes, I think you've done a good choice. It's very nice. Will look very nice as the border.
So next week, and I do realise before anybody says, I absolutely realise that the design is not up on the website yet, like I promised. Let's be totally honest, ladies, I'm a slack ass. I will attempt to get it done this afternoon or tomorrow. So next week it is going to be the clocks. So if you are looking for a present for anybody, this might be a good one. And that's it. I figure everybody knows I'm a slack ass by now.
Well, I think you've been a bit busy.
I got to get my act together this week because I've got final chemo on Monday,
Oh, wow.
or final intravenous chemo on Monday. Then it's just tablets for the next 6 months. That's stitching really nicely though. I'm liking how that's going.
And I do like the green stitching behind.
Yeah, I think that was a good colour.
And then you've only got the quilting behind. When this is finished, or is there another?
What have we got?
The grey.
No, it's saying it's got another one or two colours. Let's have a look.
Oh no, you've got
A little bit in the middle.
Yeah,
So the little yellow bit in the middle.
a yellow bit in the middle. Okay.
Oh, Didi, her daughter finds out the results after her operation today, which is going to determine how much radiation she needs. Oh, my heavens, Didi. Sending love and hope to you and your family. Good luck.
I wonder how old the daughter is.
Not sure. That was the other one that I did on, so I did this one on Sunday.
So is that for your...
That's for my Christmas tree skirt.
Oh, good.
But I want to show. So this is my design for my Christmas tree skirt. And again, this has not been ironed. What I did this morning was I came around and I used my pastry brush to get out the basting stitches. But look at how there's no puckering around that.
Did you put a stabilizer
On top? No, I've used, and I'm not sure that you've been here
Yeah, I've seen your stitching.
Yeah, so this is just the new basting stitch that goes diagonally across as well as around.
Okay, so it's different to what you taught me to do with the Kimmy dolls.
Yes, because this is applique, so we don't want that.
You don't want this?
We don't want all that extra stabiliser. So so the dense designs that Louise is talking about is like the Bitchy Fairy.
Yeah.
For embroidery only, because this one has both a lot of space but is also applique. You don't want that fabric, the tearaway, sitting behind or sitting inside the applique fabric.
Yeah.
So instead, all I've done is used the diagonal basting stitch, and that's enough to just perfectly hold it.
So that's going to be, if you ever wash it, it'll get washed away.
Yes, and I've just washed out the
one that
the
goes
stitches
around.
already. Yeah.
But you don't wash the stitches that go...
diagonally. The ones that are under the fabric, no.
No, only if it ever gets washed.
Yeah. Now, what I love about that, there you go, her daughter's 36. Oh, God, blessings to you, Dee.
Does she have any family, did he?
Now, what I love about that is let's look at how everything is changed when you look at a different fabric. Same design.
Is that got, you haven't got a Santa in that one?
That's the fabric. Michelle found a piece of fabric with a Santa on it.
Oh, no.
So she's used that as her applique fabric.
Oh, how cute.
Isn't that just amazing?
That's amazing, Michelle.
And I like the candy cane fabric too.
Yes. So you've done a plain... Oh, wow.
Exactly the same design,
Wow.
but just showing how fabric can change things.
Isn't that amazing? And a stripy fabric for this thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, had to share.
Do you have any designs for kids who lose their teeth? Do you have
No.
tooth fairy?
No, I don't actually.
No.
But don't worry, I don't have designs for adults who lose their teeth either.
Oh. I was thinking next year I've got to make one for my grandson.
Oh,
When they
okay.
go to school, it's
Yes.
when they start to lose teeth.
Well, when I was hunting through files because it's my sister-in-law's birthday. So I was hunting through all of our photos, trying to find photos of her with each of the kids,
Oh, okay.
just to send as a happy birthday, we love you sort of a thing. And I found Cameron's first day of school. I found just lots and lots of different. I found a great one of this sister-in-law with the girls when they were babies, and different little ones of when they used to pose and they used to feel the need to put their hand up near their chin or whatever. Michelle Reynolds is saying these things happen when I don't have much to do. I think you're doing plenty, Michelle. Okay. And then we'll just do a little yellow centre clover.
Oh, it's got a little clover shape. Look how cute.
I get really excited when I get to this stage because I can see the thing. 4 minutes left to go.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Even though it's not quite 4 minutes, you know, it's very quick.
Okay, so back to the water-soluble thread. And then I'm just going to bring the hoop forward. And lay that fabric on. And then that one on. And I think this is, for me, one of the good things about having that wide area table that's supported.
Mm.
And that did not come through. Okay. That's it. So did you tell Carl he's buying you a table for yours this year for Christmas?
No, I forgot about that. We're getting a table, aren't we? I'm getting a table, am I?
I think so. You've always wanted it for your 6 needle.
Then you can get me a table.
You can get a table from a Kipper for the
Oh.
6 needle, like the tray that I used to have on mine.
Right. He will be delighted to know that he's buying me something.
Anybody else's husbands need help? Tell them to come. Anybody wants to help my husband? God bless.
I'll go home and tell him, Julie's got your Christmas present for me sorted. Yes, that's the only thing I really would like for my sewing machine. Okay.
Okay.
Do I just press start?
Damn, yeah.
Oh.
There we go. Yep, there you go.
That would be really good before we start our doing the border.
Yeah. And look, I often get Edward to give me additional hoops. Like if there's been a new hoop that's come out for a machine, or if there's one hoop that I use more than others, I'll get a second hoop, which means I can have one ready to go and another. I think that's a brilliant.
Oh yes, I've got 2 hoops for my machine that I use all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. One's got all the magnets on it.
Yep.
Yeah. But these pins are
Yes, and I should have some in the next, hopefully only week or so.
oh no, I've got a whole packet of them.
Yeah.
And Nicholas, that's my son, found one on the floor. Mum, what's this enormous pin? So thank you very much. Don't tell your father.
Yes, that was where, embroidery sauce. I hadn't thought about that one, yes. Actually, that might save you shipping if I pick it up. Talk to Carl about it. If embroidery sauce have got it and you want me to pick it up for you, because it's heavy, they might have the table as well.
Where is it?
Embroidery sauce are in Melbourne.
Oh, okay. Matthew can pick it up.
True.
He's got my car.
Okay. So near to being finished.
Completed.
Woohoo! Okay, so that is now my 2 blocks done, and I will do the last block for this month on Thursday. But they are my blocks. I'm loving those. I think they look great.
Yeah.
And I will see you again.
So the next one will be green.
So the next one has all 4 colours in them.
Oh,
so,
that's right, yeah.
So it's a very, unilateral sort of a one. Okay, thank you so much for sharing time with me today. Thank you, Louise, for coming along. We'll see you on Thursday night. And until then, have a stitching day, guys. Bye.
Bye.